America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Come on in, everybody. Got a really nice show here tonight. I'm going to invite my guest in a moment. We're going to talk about the Democratic Party, where the Democratic Party is at, what the Democratic Party needs to do to be successful in the 2026 midterms. Welcome. Hope everybody's having a great week. I hope everybody personally is having a really good week. Financially, I hope you're having a good week. Health-wise, I hope you're having a good week. Hello, Cheryl. And when it comes to our country and our democracy, I hope you are every bit as fired up and pissed off and wound up and righteously angry as I am. We got to be that way every day. You don't need to be that way all the time every day. But you and me, we need to be righteously angry every day. And if you're not righteously angry about what's going on in this country right now, about who's in the White House, about what one of our two major political parties are doing, about what we're doing to immigrants, if you're not righteously pissed off a little bit of every single day, more than a little bit of every single day, well, then I love you, but you're not ready to defeat, you're not ready to resist what we need to resist and what we need to defeat. Come 2026 and come 2028. I've said this a lot, and I'm going to continue to say it. You and I, these next 3.5 years, as Americans, we're going to be called to do things we've never done before. We're going to be called to do things that are going to take us outside of our comfort zone. We're going to be called to do things that'll make us feel uncomfortable. We're going to be called to put ourselves out there. We're going to be called these next 3.5 years to do things we never, ever, ever imagined we could have done. So be ready for it. No kings, Juan. Be ready for it. Meet the moment. You'll do fine. We'll all do fine. Let me bring my guest this evening in. Let me make sure I can do this right, Marcus. I'm going to invite you in. Everybody else, hang in there. There he is. I do that. And now I'm inviting my guest, Mr. Marcus Flowers, into the live. There he is. I've got him.
Hey, Jess.
How are you, brother?
Hey, good, brother. How about you?
I'm good, and it's good to see you and everybody, Marcus, who's joining us. Let me briefly introduce you, my handsome black brother. That mug belongs to Marcus Flowers. Amen. He's an Army veteran, former government official with the Department of Defense, former congressional candidate. Marcus ran against Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2022, and for that alone, Marcus Flowers deserves a big old pat on the back, a high five from all of us. Marcus is also the founder of the Hold the Line PAC. Marcus, first off, welcome to Substack, brother. It's about damn time you're on, and good to see you.
Better late than never, I guess, man. I noticed
Always.
that a lot of things were going on over here, so I figured I'd better go ahead and throw my hat in the ring. That's why I'm not wearing it. I'm throwing it in the ring, brother.
I'm used to seeing you with a big old cowboy hat on.
You know, Well, when I'm in the office, I don't always wear it, but hey, yeah.
Hey, as folks join us, Marcus, start here. Give a 30-second spiel as to who you are and why you're in whatever fight you're in.
Ooh, been 30 years serving this country, whether it was in the Army, DoD contractor, working for DoD, defense contractor. Spent a decade in combat zones. Just a small town boy from Alabama. Grew up in Troy, Alabama, and Talladega, Alabama. Troy's the birthplace of the late great John Lewis, someone
Yeah,
who I absolutely idolized. Spent a couple decades overseas serving this country. Uh, Came back, didn't really recognize the place after being away for 20 years,
yeah,
spending time overseas and serving the country in all kinds of war zones. Saw Marjorie Taylor Greene spreading conspiracy theories all
yeah,
over the place,
yeah,
and not really representing the people that I know in this state and love in this state. And I decided after January 6th, seeing where that white hot rhetoric and those conspiracy theories and lies that we're dealing with still today got us in this country, I decided that, hey, I had to do something. I had to get into this fight in a different way.
yeah,
So I hopped into politics, ran against Marjorie Taylor Greene, didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but didn't stop there. I founded
yep,
Hold the Line PAC to support the next generation of Democratic leadership. People
amen.
who want to get out there and do the right thing, want to
Yeah,
go out and fight the good fights, serve the country, whether it's veterans or, hardworking middle class people who, say, hey, I want to serve. I want to be a part of this. I'm looking at what's going on right now, and this ain't who we are. So that's what I'm doing with Hold the Line, supporting those type of candidates right now.
amen, my friend. I love everything you said. And again, I want to say to everybody listening to us, if, and I don't want this to sound cavalier, if you did nothing else with your life, the fact that you picked that up and ran against Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marcus, you'll always be a hero to a lot of people for doing what you did because that was an important thing to do. That was a necessary thing to do. And that was a brave thing to do. And I know you don't like the word brave because you've served this country and you've been around you and others who exhibit real bravery. But in the political world from which I come in, to take her on in that district, that was a brave thing to do.
Well,
Let's,
it's like John Lewis said, get into good trouble, necessary
amen.
trouble, and that's what I was all about. Yeah.
Amen, Melanie. By the way, Marcus deserves a lot of thanks for taking her on. Good trouble. Marcus, you and I've known each other a few years. You know that I now look at me. I look different. I've been a Democrat now for about a month,
You're
a little
looking
bit
good,
over a
brother. It
month.
suits you. It suits you. Let me tell you.
So let's talk about this party of which you belong to for a while, and I'm a newcomer, a newbie. Trump's who he is. He's a piece of shit. He's a real existential threat to everything this country was founded upon. That's a given. Look at your party, my new party. Let's talk about the Democrats. What strengths, weaknesses, but as we gear up for a battle in the midterms and then 28, this party that you belong to, what do they need to do to win? What do they need to do to get their act together and win?
Joe, I, it's no secret that the Democratic Party has a messaging problem, and just being able to take the gloves off sometimes and meet people where they are,
Yeah.
meet the opposition where it is. You got to be able to do that. I mean, I come from a military background. You know, granddaddy was a sheriff. Uncles were, you know, police captains. Uncles in the military as well. You got to learn how to close ranks sometimes and coalesce around a message. Republicans are running us, you know, running circles around us when it comes to messaging and being united in a message, even though it's the wrong message that they're sending. they're united in it. They close ranks much better than we do. I mean, yes, big tent party, got a lot of ideas. The world I come from, nobody has a monopoly on the good idea fairy. Best idea wins. Run with it. Get behind it.
Marcus,
That's what I see. My personal opinion.
no,
That's how I see it.
drill down. I want to drill down on part of what you just said. Close ranks. Democrats need to learn to close ranks.
Mhm.
So here I joined the Democratic Party. I'm a conservative Democrat. You've got what's his name, Mamdani, up in New York City, just became the Democratic nominee for mayor of New York
Right.
City. When I'm advocating the big tent, we're all in this together. Let's lock arms. Explain what you mean, my friend, when you say Democrats need to learn to close ranks. What's that mean to you?
I mean, it's simple. I mean, let's just use it as the way the military does. We close ranks, and even though we're a team and all ideas are valid, we become one and coalesce around that message and go after them united as one. That's what we have to do. We see Republicans do it all the time. They are now they do it for a different reason. They do it out of fear of Trump,
Yeah.
but we have to do it to push the right message and let people know this is where we are. We can't be all over the place in our messaging. We just can't.
Well, tougher to do though, right, my friend?
Tougher to do
With a bigger tent, a more
with a bigger
diverse
tent.
tent.
I mean, you have to sit down and you have to listen to all those ideas and come up with the best solution. And then everyone needs to get behind it.
Tell me if you agree with this. So you're down in Georgia.
Mhm.
If I ever run again, there are certain places in this country I couldn't win because I'm more of a conservative Democrat. Like Mamdani, I don't know that he could win, right? If you put him down in Georgia or South Carolina or Tennessee.
Probably not.
I think like Democrats need to learn that it's a diverse country and some more progressive candidates will do well in certain places and more moderate conservative Dems in other places. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. I mean, what's going to work? I mean, just even drill down even further on that, Joe. What's going to work in metro Atlanta is not going to work in
Yeah.
Northwest Georgia, where I live. Obviously, those aren't the same messages, and people aren't focusing on those same things. And I think Democrats need to be reaching out more to rural communities, which is something that I do all the time. I live in a rural community, so I get
Yeah.
involved, but I get involved also at the national level, talking to people in rural communities. I mean, we've got to be talking to people with a singular message. Here's what we're going. Here's what we're about. This is what we want to do for you. This is what government can and should be doing for you. And we're going to do it. And that's what we're about. We're not about taking your rights away. We don't want to take your guns or anything like that away. We don't want to take your jobs away. We want to help people and live up to our higher ideals in this country. It's as simple as that. It's a simple message. Again, but you got to meet people where they are. Where are they hurting? Where are their pressure points? Let's have that conversation. It ain't your pressure point is not about whatever the hell it is in these Epstein files and those conspiracy theories that are running wild. That doesn't affect your everyday life. What affects your everyday life is the price of your mortgage, how much gas costs, how much it takes to put food on the table. Those are the things that affect your life. Medical costs. This is what we need to be one singular message. And I think we're getting, I do want to say, I think we're getting better here lately, but
Yeah.
there's, there's a lot more that can be done.
No, and it's hard when you're out of power to
It is.
have that unified message, when you're out of power to have that messenger. The complaints that I've heard, Marcus, now as a new Democrat, is the grassroots wants fighters and they want people out there connecting and making the case and at what you said, go where people are. And they worry that their leadership, the Democratic leadership, doesn't yet get
A little out of
that we're in
touch.
a real fight.
And I get that by just what they're seeing people focus on in the media. And the media is just its own other thing. And that's why I'm loving what I'm getting here on Substack, because you can have those more intimate conversations
Mhm.
about what's really going on out there and not get a media narrative. So, I mean, this is where I am now. I'm going to live here. but more Democrats should be doing that. And I want to definitely, focus on some of those candidates who are out there who have the right idea, who want to get out and serve, want to serve people, and want to make things better instead of all this, pardon my French, performative bullshit that's going on out in the media, and Democrats who are, talking about things that aren't really connecting with people at, you can say, grassroots level, but it's not hitting them right here in the feet.
Yeah.
So,
and you and I may disagree, and maybe we've even had a conversation about this. Look, I think Democrats, our party, my new party, we need to be able to talk about the price of fucking eggs and how important democracy is. Like, I think we need to talk about both. You agree with that or no?
Oh, absolutely. You have to be able to talk about all of that. And that was, I mean, again, in my campaign, and since I've been in politics, I've always talked about meeting people where they are. You got to listen first.
Yeah.
In the CIA, one of the things that they say, they use an acronym called WAIT. Why am I talking? And waste. Why am I still talking when you should be listening to people, seeing what they want to talk about? Out on the campaign trail, I'd get out, give a little spiel and introduction, and then I was listening. Then I was listening to people. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you want to see government do. And then we'd had that conversation.
Yeah.
Wherever it went. And that's, in a nutshell, what Democrats need to be doing more of.
Well, you're spot on, Marcus. By the way, everybody listening to us, this is Marcus Flowers. He's new on Substack. You need to follow him. You need to subscribe to him. So follow Marcus Flowers on Substack. He's going to grow a real nice Substack. And he is doing and will continue to do great stuff, helping to get Democrats elected. Marcus, I was out there campaign for Kamala Harris in battleground state after battleground state. And what you just said hits home because, again, Trump is who he is. And I'd get so many regular white, black, and brown folk say to me, Joe, I know Trump's an asshole, but the Democrats look down on me. The Democrats don't understand me. There's like this connection problem that I think Democrats have and need to deal with. And part of that goes to what you said, listening, going to where they are.
Rural communities.
Yeah.
I tell you, I can tell you now that I live in a town, and it's a small town, very small town. There's probably about 3,000, 4,000 people.
It's small.
90% of them are Republicans, but they love me.
Why?
And I love them.
Why?
And I have real conversations with them. I talk about what they want to talk about, and they talk with me about what I want to talk about. We listen to each other. It's a respect thing. I think that's the core of it. But the flip side of that coin is there's a lot of bullshit out there in the ether. We need to cut through all of it and have those real and tough sometimes conversations with people. I mean, you don't have to be agreeable on everything. You and I don't agree on everything.
Right.
But we sit down and we have excellent conversations all the time. Every time we talk, it's a good conversation. And I always learn something new from you, brother. So
right back at you. And again, what you just said, what the fuck, Dems? We can't give up on rural America. We need to talk to white, black, and brown folk in rural America. Dems don't do enough of that.
That's how you move the needle. I mean, I moved the needle 10 points in this district, in this ruby red district, as Marjorie Taylor Greene called it. And that didn't go unnoticed because, with all of the lawsuits and things, they redrew the lines and drew out some of the pieces that they were worried about that I'd won. So, when you get a real candidate, and they're real candidates, they're good candidates all over the country that can go talk to people in rural communities. And I'm going to highlight a lot of those candidates out there.
That's
it's about
great, Marcus.
Those small margins, and we can do that nationwide. Because I think people are starting to get disillusioned with what this government is doing. They say, and I hear it all the time, this ain't what we signed up for. Well, no shit. We tried to tell you that, but maybe they weren't in a place where they could listen to. When it starts
That's good.
affecting you at home,
Yeah.
you know, when grandma and grandpa can't get their Medicare and, you know, their social security's gone, that's going to affect a lot of people in rural communities. It's going to affect rural hospitals. It's going to make those commute times to hospitals for veterans even longer. People are going to start perking up when it starts touching them.
Yeah. No,
And we got to have those conversations with them.
Marcus, that's such a great point. And the other issue is like take an issue like immigration. And I've always been a border hawk, but I hear every day from people who voted for Trump on the issue, and most of these people are in rural America. They don't like what Trump's doing with this cruel immigration stuff. Just grabbing people, deporting people, putting people in fucking alligator Alcatraz down in Florida. I'm hearing from rural Trump supporters like Joe. This is way too much.
Because it's going to touch people. It's going to
Yeah.
touch them in ways that they weren't thinking about before. And we got to
Mhm.
approach this with a little bit of compassion. And let's be honest, our immigration system has been broken for a long
Broken.
time, but not for the reason it's been portrayed in the media on certain media outlets. That's not why it's broken. You
No.
want to victimize people and dehumanize them. You know, that ain't what it's about. People seeking asylum, they come in illegally. When you talk about people who come here to work
Yeah.
and try to go through our immigration system the right way, and that's what we're talking about. A lot of those people are afraid.
Marcus, somebody just asked a question. How could anybody vote for MTG over you? Are
That's a
they
good fucking
insane in
question.
that? Well, and again, to answer that question, guys, Marcus, the reason why he's so heroic is, look, Marjorie's district is overwhelmingly red. And Marcus did better than anybody could do down in that district. These districts are gerrymandered, red and blue districts.
But let's think about what the outcome in that election cycle was.
Yeah.
We helped the top of the ticket. Raphael Warnock is a senator because of the work that we did
Explain that,
in
Marcus.
Northwest.
Explain that. That's so important. And I'll
Yep.
tee you up, brother. I'll tee you up. So Marcus Flowers ran against Marjorie Taylor Greene in one of the reddest districts in the country in Georgia. And Marcus, because he worked his ass off in that district, Raphael Warnock was running statewide in Georgia. You actually helped him.
We accounted for about 25% of his runoff number. So, yeah, we helped him a lot. When our race was over, we turned our entire operation over to help Senator Warnock become the next. I mean, he shouldn't have been in a race that close against fucking Herschel Walker, but hey, that's neither here nor there. But we did. I mean, we knocked over 70,000, almost 80,000 doors in this neighborhood. I mean, or in this district, and you know, to increase it by 10 points, the Democratic turnout by 10 points, because a lot of people were
Yeah.
feeling like, we're in this ruby red district. Well, I'll go out and vote.
Why vote?
No, guys, get out and vote. It's important. And, we helped Senator Warnock out, and thank God we did, because a lot of good things got passed because of him and John Ossoff.
Yeah, that's just there's such an important lesson there. It's compete everywhere,
Yeah.
go everywhere, show up everywhere. Even if you're in a really tough House race, you can help get a Democratic senator elected like
There
you
you go.
did in Georgia.
There you go. I mean, even at the local level, commissioners, city commissioners, county commissioners, guys, let's just do it. Let's get good candidates out there, because that will help at the top of the ticket. It'll help someone, because if you're getting out there talking to people who may not have voted, who are going to say it doesn't even matter. And I know this sounds Pollyannish and so cliche, but every single vote matters. It truly does. So I'm going to continue doing everything I can to get good Democrats elected.
I love that, Marcus Brown. By the way, the pack is called the Hold the Line pack. but everybody listening right now, I want you following Marcus on Substack.
Yeah, check out our With All Due Respect Substack. We've got some good things coming in the future. Just
Awesome.
getting off the ground here, but
Oh, I know you
there's going to be
will.
a lot there. So
Trust me. I know you're going to put something together.
yeah.
Marcus, so Democrats lose in November to Trump, and now oh my God, what do we do? Should we be more progressive? Should we move to the middle? Should we be a big tent, or should we just rally certain people, just get young people out there? These fights now that I think are important that Democrats are having with each other, constructive, left, middle, do we fight? Do we get along? Where are you on all of this? I think this is stuff the party needs to go through. And
you,
I don't know if it's a left or center thing.
you're right. Those are, and I don't even like to call it infighting,
Yeah.
even though some of it probably is. I don't like to categorize it that way, but it's having those tough conversations. Yes, but once those conversations are over, they're over, right?
Boom.
I come from a world where you've said your piece. Here's what we're going to do, and it better be talking to people and reaching out everywhere, going where people are, having the conversations, having the tough conversations with them about what it is that we want to do, what it is your government can and should be doing for you. That needs to be the outcome, is that we close ranks and present as united.
Yeah.
Because it can't continue. And that window's closing, Joe. That
What do you
window is
mean?
closing.
What do you mean?
We're coming into the on year. And I know people don't like
Yeah.
to use the words off the year and on year, but we're in a summer. I mean, I think these conversations need to be wrapping up after Labor Day when
Oh,
people
God,
start
yeah.
paying attention again. And we need to be coalescing around a message and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and getting people on board with it. So
Completely agree. Amen. And in all the TV I've been doing lately, and people have been asking me as a new Democrat about, again, say a guy like Mamdani who won, my answer is simple. Fucking A. He's the Democratic nominee. He won a Democratic primary. We all close ranks around him. It's simple to me.
yeah, I mean, we can't be hurting people. The people spoke.
The people spoke in New York City.
This is your nominee. Close ranks behind him. Let's do it.
I completely agree. If we're asking progressives to always support a moderate candidate, well, then damn it, moderates need to support a progressive candidate
Yeah.
when they win a primary.
And you're talking to a moderate Democrat, so
that's because
the
you're
right message for that place. So
you're a good Southern boy, my friend. Marcus Flowers couldn't be a woke progressive down there. I'll tell you what, no
take
way.
the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. That's
Marcus, what issues? And I know when you said we all got to kind of be on the same page with a message, I know you're talking broadly speaking. Are there specific issues where you think Dems have kind of dropped the ball or need to reconnect with, or maybe rethink where they're at?
the whole woke agenda thing. Policing people's language. I think we kind of dropped the ball there. You know, we got beat over the head with the woke thing. Now it's time to take back, some of our power on that.
Yeah.
We're not here to tell you how to live, what to say. We want to help people, and that's the business that we're in, helping the American people, helping spend our taxpayer dollars in the right way. We took a beating on the woke thing, and I think some Democrats,
yeah,
there was probably some deserved criticism behind what we were doing, but that's probably the only place. Generally, policy wise,
yeah,
I think we're kind of in the right place we're in the right place on a lot of things.
I like the way you phrase part of what you said there, Marcus. You said And that actually is a great tagline for the party. We're in the business of helping people.
Full stop.
Full stop. I like that a lot. And one really great help that
But
Trump's
not just
providing.
millionaires and billionaires. Yeah.
I love
Thanks,
that.
Winston. That's true. I don't think
Yeah.
they need the help.
Um, because Trump has moved so fast in so many extreme directions on so many issues. He's given Democrats an opportunity to kind of grab again the common sense, let's get shit done middle, where a lot of people are.
I said, Joe, during my campaign, that's all I talked about was common sense. It's coming
Yeah.
for a reason. We all have it. Let's talk about it more. Let's take back the narrative from some of these outlets that are pushing these false narratives out there. Let's talk about common sense thing that everybody feels is important. If we can get the conversation back there and have those truthful and honest conversations with people, I think we win. I think we win.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Marcus, a lot of it is what you and I were talking about earlier too. Democrats need to fucking fight. Because,
Yeah.
like, look, I come from the right, so I played a lot of these games where one Democrat somewhere would say, maybe we ought to defund the police. And then, boom, we would tag the whole
Yeah.
fucking Democratic Party with it. And you know what Democrats would do, Marcus? They'd shy away and back down.
Exactly. Instead of fighting back. I mean, you don't bring a pink pussy hat to a gunfight. Sorry. Pardon the language, guys. But you got to fight fire with fire sometimes.
Or if you're wearing a pink pussy hat, bring a gun to a gunfight. Yeah.
Exactly. You can wear the hat. Just bring your gun with you to the gunfight. Absolutely.
I,
Metaphorically, guys.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcus, I think I've told you this before, but back in my Republican congressman days, we Republicans would huddle privately and we would say to each other that we could fight to the death politically because we always knew Democrats would back down. Like Republicans felt that way, like Democrats would never fight to the death for something. We Democrats need to change that, I think.
We absolutely need to change that. And it doesn't need to be this performative bullshit that you see all the time. It doesn't need to look like WWE where we're going to hit each other over the head with folding chairs. No, it doesn't need to be that. Stand your ground. Say what you believe in.
Amen.
Speak truthfully to people. That comes across. Be your authentic selves. I mean,
yeah. Amen.
You see people out there doing it now. You look at people like Jasmine Crockett and Eric Swalwell. They're real. That resonates with people.
Yeah.
Me being who I am, just speaking plain to people, it resonates. Be your authentic self, but don't take any shit. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
And by the way, everybody, that's one of the reasons I fucking love Marcus Flowers, because I've always been this way too. Just be fucking authentic. Be who you are. You'll piss some people off, but so what? So what?
It happens. We all slip up and say things that,
oh boy,
may come off the wrong way, but hey, again, I'm not going to police your language. Explain to me what you meant and let's move on from it.
Hey, the last area I wanted to get into with you tonight, Mr. Georgia, was a couple Georgia specific questions. You've got a big governor's race in 26 and you got one Senate race in 26. Talk to our audience right now about the potential Democratic candidates and the Democrats' opportunity to hold that Senate seat and maybe win the governor's seat down there.
We got to keep that Senate seat number one. This governor's
John
race.
Ossoff.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a, PAC founder, and I can't get too much into that while the primary's going on, as far as the governor's race, but there's some good candidates out there.
Okay.
It's
so important. You feel
we got a lot of work to do.
You feel pretty good that the I know you're hopeful, pretty good that maybe the Dems might have a strong gubernatorial candidate?
I'm hoping we come out of the primary with
Good,
a strong gubernatorial candidate. And whoever that candidate is, of course, we're going to support them
good.
full stop. And I'm going to be pushing as hard as I can in rural communities around the
Oh,
state to
wow,
help
Marcus.
whoever the nominee ends up being.
Is Marcus, what would you call Georgia? Is it a purple state? What is it now?
It's a red state. it's I mean
That's interesting.
it's
Explain that. Still a
it's a
red
red
state.
state. I mean, we have a Republican governor, you know, a huge advantage on the House side for Republicans and a pretty
Yeah,
sizable advantage on the Senate side for
yeah,
Republicans. I mean,
yeah.
you know, I think it was a purple state before this last
Okay.
election, but for whatever reason now, that Kamala Harris couldn't pull off the same uh, victory as Biden did. I think we're now solidly back in the red camp, but that has a potential to change. We could go back to
Well,
being a purple state. We haven't had a Democratic governor here in 22 years, I want
yeah,
to say, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, 22 years. So, yeah, we've got a
That's
lot of work to do here in Georgia, and it needs to be in the rural communities. And that's
that's
where I'm going to focus on. Because I also have another pack called Fields of Change, and it focuses at the state and local level and and states all over the country now. So Georgia being our
fantastic.
most important. We're involved in the Public Service Commission race here as well, which is people don't understand why that's important. Guys, when you have people who are affecting what your power bill's going to be,
Yeah, yeah,
they need to be tuning in. And we just
yeah.
that runoff was today, so election was today. So
That's Marcus. That's really good. That's great Georgia insider information. And I think that's really important for Democrats to hear is because I think a lot of Democrats just assume, baby, Georgia's a purple state, maybe even leaning blue. You're there on the ground. It's good to hear that perspective.
I don't see it outside of Metro Atlanta. I mean,
Okay.
this is me talking. You're getting my raw and unvarnished
Well, I
opinion
want
on this,
that.
and
And
that's what, with all due respect, is going to be. It's going to be raw. You're going to get my real feelings. Georgia's a red state right now. I mean,
and
to me, it's obvious. So
it's important to hear that. And that should motivate everybody to work even harder to make sure Ossoff is reelected and we can
absolutely,
compete in the governor's race.
absolutely. I mean, just because we have two Democratic senators at the state level,
Yeah.
that's where the rubber
Yeah.
meets the road, guys. It truly is, and we've got to do everything we can to keep Ossoff in office.
It's
That's going to
it's
take a lot of work.
because we've got Warnock and Ossoff, it's given kind of a false impression of Georgia. Yeah.
It
It's a lot
truly
like
does.
it's a lot like Arizona. I mean, Arizona has two Democratic senators, and I'm telling you what, Arizona ain't a blue state. So
I mean,
these are battlegrounds.
I feel like this last election should have been a wake up call for Democrats everywhere. You know, I mean, I hoped against hope that Kamala would pull it off, and I was sorely disappointed. But I kind of had that little feeling in the back of my head that I kind of kept trying to ignore. If I just hope hard enough and we do enough work, and it just didn't materialize. And that's why I say Georgia's a red state right now, but it can go back to being a purple state. We've got to win some elections here in Georgia. We've got to, some of those House seats need to
Yeah.
flip. Some of those state Senate seats need to flip. And if
Yeah.
we can get a Secretary of State that's a Democrat, or I mean, we need to win a couple of statewide races
Yeah.
here, in my opinion, in order for it to truly be a purple state.
Agreed, my friend. And like in so many other states, we need Democratic candidates who will fucking fight.
Yes.
And we need Democrats who will be authentic and rise up to this moment. Because again, I know the price of eggs matters and I know inflation matters. I get all of that. but we have the very thing our founders feared in the White House. And Democrats need to understand that and rise to this moment. Marcus Flowers, my brother, you are the best. Give everybody again the name of the Substack.
With all due respect, Marcus Flowers. Go check us out, guys. We don't have a whole lot of content there now, but I promise you it is coming.
It's coming, baby.
Stay tuned.
Hey, when that guy there says it's coming, it's coming. With all due respect, check it out. Marcus Flowers, follow him, subscribe to the podcast. You will be glad you did. My brother, you're the best.
Joe, thank you for having me on. God bless you, brother. You're awesome.
Right back at you, Marcus. Talk soon. Thanks, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe